Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the last Sunday in March, if you can believe that. We're a month from my birthday, which I can't believe. Um, Especially because this one's 35. Hmm. How's everybody's week? Excellent. Alright, so today we've got a lot. This could be a long one, y'all, so set on in. Because we've got a finish. We've got whip updates. We've got April plans, excuse me. We've got April whip go to talk about. Um, we've got preliminary Mania plans as well. Um, so the so yeah, diving right on in with the Q&A. First, a thank you to Candace K. The adjusting the tension as well as the length seems to have really helped on the machine. So thank you for that little tip. So thank you. Joanne P., I do indeed enjoy the word penultimate. It makes me feel very Lemony Snicket. So I'll try to remember to do that. Cheryl Beruger, thank you for the tip on bone ash sheets. I will have to look into those. I think a large portion of it is I've just got a cheap iron. But it does seem like if I starch and let it dry instead of trying to iron it while it's damp, that seems to cut down on that. So, but fortunately my trusty magic eraser does seem to work. Let's see. Um, let's see. Fluffy Chomper, I actually do have a name planned for the female chicken. So that will be coming. Hopefully next month. We'll see. It's going to depend on if I get the rooster finished or not. All right, and I think that's kind of it. Wasn't a ton of Q&A this week, but as we all know, I do enjoy the Q&A, so don't be afraid to ask questions. All right, so let's talk haul, because that's going to be the shorter part, another relatively short part. No real stitching haul this week, but I did get quilting haul. So first, I got part of my order. Well, I got one big order, but it's going to be a little bit hard. I've already disassembled and started working on it, so it's a little hard to show, but I'll talk about it shortly, towards the end. Actually, yes, let's do that. Since it's all quilting haul, we'll hold the quilting stuff to the end, so that those of you who are not as interested in quilting you don't have to stay. Which I get, that's totally fine. Don't feel like I'm upset. I completely get it. Alright, so, what did I work on this week? Well, no, oh, wait, actually, I do have one other thing I'll show. So, this actually was a surprise from Joyful Stitching. She sells bags on Instagram, and uses, there was a card with it, and it seems like I have done something with the card. Well, poop. I hate it when I do these things. Is this it? It is, haha. Okay. So, she has an Etsy shop, Joyful Stitching Store. She's also on Instagram as joyful_stitching_ID. And I'll put all that information down below. But she sent me this really cool coffee bag that came with 2 skeins of DMC 838, which is kind of their coffee brown, as well as a little notions holder for scissors and such. So they're quilted. They're really, really very nice. So I am super excited for that. Actually, we're swapping a project in it. Okay. Pop you back down there. You'll see that in a few moments. So that was my stitching haul this week. So thank you to joyful_stitching. Her name is also Deborah. So thank you to Deborah for that. That was really awesome. Alright, so this week I worked on that's not, you don't need to see the bag of floss. I worked on Woodland Faerie, got my goal for the month done on her. I did get all the way up to the top of the wing. I did not actually get as much done on this one as I had kind of hoped I would, but Sunday I just wasn't really in an overly stitchy mood, so instead I ended up doing some other stuff. So, but I did at least get to the top, so there is space at the top, huzzah! So, and I got the pink going, and I'm still working away on the wings. Fortunately, the goal for this month is another 300 stitches, because that was the next block picked, or one of the next WhipGo squares called. So, 300 stitches on Woodland Faerie, and this is I'm using my Whip It Up Alice in Wonderland bag. So, boop. Okay. Then, I did start in on the April Hygge. That's what I'm going to finish working on today. I got it about halfway done. So this one is some birds and some eggs and a birdhouse. So getting close to done there. I will, I think, most definitely finish this today. If not, then tomorrow at the very latest. It really shouldn't, I think, take too much longer. So, and if you want to see what the full part looks like, that's it there. This is by New Leaf Craft. So, we'll finish that one up, like I said, hopefully today. Okay. Alright, so flop you over to there. Boop. Then, I had a finish. The reason the Hygge didn't get done was on Thursday, Sense and Sensibility Part 3 got dropped. So I had to, of course, stop and do that. So here is the completed Sense and Sensibility from Stitching Book Club. We'll be getting the finishing instructions next week, or sometime this coming week, which is excellent, because the other WhipGo square called was my first FFO square. So I have to do 3 FFOs this next week. We'll go into that in a few moments. But this is going to be one of them, I think. So, there you have it. Sense and Sensibility. I kind of think it looks like a dragon in some ways. Like, there's 2 ways. So here's the eyes, the nose, and its little mustache, and nostrils, and a mouth. Or, these are the eyes, the nostrils, etc. And then I guess those would be like ears. So it's a little bit, it kind of depends on your take, but I kind of see a dragon in it. So, I think it's really awesome. It's really pretty. And I didn't read the book. Terrible. Okay, so all of that being said, so let's go into plans for April. First off, so Woodland Faerie is going to be 300. Hygge is going to be the May part, which May is this cute little rabbit and carrots and watering can. Super excited for that. I did not bring it in here with me because there really wasn't an update to make it worth showing, but Zodiac by Cloudsfactory, my plan is to have that fully finished. So the next thing, and we're just going to kind of go through this in the order that the pile is on the floor. I'm going to continue Zodiac at work this month to try and finish out the moon phases. And then after that, so starting on the 2nd, Baba Yaga is going to become my work piece. And we'll just see how far I get in the month on Baba Yaga. Here's where I'm at on it. So the fact that it's single color will help tremendously with my working on it at work. That was probably a redundant statement to make. All right. And because there were 2 finishes, that meant that I had 2 slots that kind of opened up. And since Zodiac, which has been one of mine and has been the work project, is being moved in, so we had there's going to be a couple of slot ends. So one of the ones I'm bringing back was one I started last year for Mania and really liked, and then haven't touched since. But it is Hands-On Designs, Seize the Day. I'm doing it on Silvery Moon 16 count Ada from Ship's Manor. So that, I think this is the right way up. I'm not entirely sure. That's as far as I got on Mania for it last year. And I've got this really pretty jeweled octopus needle minder. So I'm looking forward to picking it back up. There will be some color substitutions in it, which is a bridge we shall cross when we get there. So my goal on that is going to be to finish the boat. I will be starting, as of now, I'm planning to start the Wizard of Oz Stitch Along to Follow the Elric Road from Little Dove Designs. It releases on April 10th. So not this next weekend, but the one after. All right. Then I'm bringing back out Sizzling Summer Carnival by Tempting Tangles. I don't have a full picture of what it looks like when it's finished. I was just past the halfway point. I've got part 9 almost done. So my goal is to finish parts 9 and 10. I wrote down 9 through 12, but 11 and 12 are really, really dense. Like, they're almost full coverage for that entire thing. So that may be a bit too ambitious. So definitely parts 9 and 10. We'll see what else I manage to accomplish from there. This is actually stitched all in Silk Mill silks, which is a French silk that I really love. And I believe this is Sandy Shores from the now defunct Die Stitch Love that I've stitched it on. But I don't really remember. But I've always really loved this piece, and I need to get it finished. But no. All right. Then, all right. Then I'm going to continue with my Stitch Asia piece, which was Anne Frank by Gera. So that's where I'm at on her. The plan is to finish doing Anne and her desk. So... Oop. There we go. Okay, so the plan is to finish Anne and her desk and the lamp. Depending on how long that takes, I may try to do a little bit more, but that's, as of now, that is the plan. So, yes. Okay. Then, coming back out to play is Atlantis. My friend Mandy is also stitching this one, so we're going to stitch it along together and see if maybe that helps me stay motivated with it. So my goal for this one is to finish out this is by Al Forrest, finish out at least 2 motifs, maybe 3. Because this really is a super pretty piece, and I do really love it. Although I think I picked the wrong floss when I picked this one back up the last time. I think I was stitching with the wrong color. Or maybe not. Maybe I was stitching with the wrong color the first time on it, because that's definitely... I bet that's what I did. I picked up the... Oh wait, no. I've got 2 of them and one... Okay, it was just one... Okay. I know what I did. We're okay. I didn't pick the wrong color. I just got into a section that wasn't as variegated as the others. Which that happens sometimes with your hand dyes. Alright. Then Quiltz, which is what I will be working on after I finish up the Hygge, which means that my plan on it is still TBD. But here's where I'm at on it. Because I haven't done it yet this month, so I don't know where I'm going to have left off. So we'll have, when I talk about this one next week, I can give you its goal then. Okay. Alright. And then, last but surely not least, we have chickens! Also known as Every Day is a Beautiful Day. So, I've got down 300 stitches on it. But honestly, my plan is finish out the rooster. So, we'll get Roger finished. There's the rooster. Okay, and then my new start, because my birthday is on April, as I said, is a month from today. Ugh. Is actually, technically, it's a restart. So I'm going to be restarting, because I really liked it, but the fabric I picked was just kind of jacked up. So I'm going to be restarting the Sanctuary by the Drawn Thread. So here it is. I've got to pick my fabric still. It's definitely going to need a even weave or a linen. It calls for an antique white, but I'm going to look and see what I've got. I may not do an antique white or a gray. But I'll see what I've got in my stash. I'm actually kind of thinking maybe a blue would be good for it. Because while there is some blue in the design, I think I can make it work. There's not a lot of blue. There's what? 1, 2 blues. 2 blues and kind of a blue-gray. So I think we'll be okay. Alright. So that'll be the birthday start. Alright. So I said that we were going to discuss, we'll do tentative Mania plans. So these are not by any means firm, but I was looking through my stuff yesterday, and I do have a lot of things that are started, or kitted that I already have. So my current thinking is that I've got 3 that I've got that are already kitted, and then I'm going to pick 1 Expo pattern, which I haven't got my Expo order yet, and 1 that was in my stash. And that's going to be what I do for Mania this year. So, but that's all subject to change, of course. So the first thing I pulled up was Rosewood Manors and a Garden Grew. And here's it. It's all basically just DMC. And it was done on a 32 count. I think this is actually a 36 count. So here it is. This is on a 36 count. I want to say this was maybe like a winter's brew. I want to say it was a coffee dyed something. It smells kind of coffee-ish. I briefly did start it, but I was trying to do it 1/2, and I wasn't liking the coverage, and then Stitching and Sound Kyle mentioned, oh, well, he does his 2/2 on 36, and I went, really? You can do that? And his stuff always looks really good. So, pardon me. So I'm going to do it that way. So I think that one's definitely going to be a Mania start. I've got My Big Toe cross-stitch designs. I'm not sure if I found a rope or lost my horse. And I'm going to try and have that one done for my mom for her birthday, because she really loves horses. So, and I'll probably change the flowers to be pink and blue instead of red and blue, because she really likes pink and blue. Then I decided to pull out Grandma's Garden. This is one that I've had the fabric and the pattern for forever from Soda Stitch, and I've always really liked it, and I still haven't stitched it. So I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and do it now. So there it is, that's the pattern. And it's just on this sort of neutrally fabric that I've got in my stash. All right, and then the last one is going to be, and I just have the bag to show you, is going to be Lindy Stitch's Funky Menagerie, because I really, really, really love that piece, but the fabric I picked was just all kinds of wrong. It was not working for me. So I will be picking a new fabric for it and giving it another go, because, like I said, I really liked it. The fabric I picked wasn't right, and I wasn't really feeling it at the time either, so. Okay. So those are the tentative Mania plans. Now, for the 3 FFOs. So I'm going to show you what I've got finish-wise that I'm leaning towards being part of it. If anyone has anything they feel like, really feel strongly that they want to see me try and do an FFO of, terrific. I am warning Oliver now in advance that he's probably going to get a whole lot of what the hell do I do here questions. And I will be coming for you, Oliver. Okay, so for sure I want to try and finish out Sense and Sensibility. I'm actually kind of leaning towards trying to do shadow boxes for the different stitching book clubs. So even if it's one that's not designed to be finished in a shadow box, per se, because the back of shadow boxes are flat, I can always try to mat around and give it the impression of framed, and then put other things sort of in and around it. So like with Sense and Sensibility, I might do some small teacups or things like that. And I got the idea from her Secret Garden. So first up, and I'm debating, my original plan was, I'll just do FFOs of all my Stitching Book Club pieces. I've still got 2 more smalls that I need to do on A Christmas Carol to finish it out. So I'm thinking I will probably not go ahead and do it just yet, but hopefully by Christmas I'll have them done. Although this would be a really good time, since it's probably going to be May before we start Little Women. You know what? Instead of Carnival, like I talked about doing, I think we're going to try and finish out Christmas Carol smalls. Because those should be fairly easy to get through. And then we can bring Carnival out next month or something. I think that's actually going to be the plan. Because I really do want to finish those other 3 so that I'm not just sitting there with extra fabric. So, Christmas Carol's not going to be on the docket for FFOing. I've got it in a hoop. I just need to learn how to actually finish bigger hoops out. So we've got the Stitching Book Club logo. And my eventual plan is that I want to have a wall of all Stitching Book Club stuff, which is why I think the shadow box idea could be really, really cool. I know I've got Three Musketeers that's going to be finished in a pointed banner, because that just sort of screened that for it. So I think it may be one of those sort of case-by-case basis things. Some of them may get done in shadow boxes, some of them may not. I know. Drop your thoughts down there, because I definitely want them. So I went through my bag of finishes last night, or bags of finishes that are not currently with Oliver, to see what I had that I could maybe try to finish as small as myself. Including this one, which is like my 4th ever finish, like 6-7 years ago now. Lizzie Kate's Winter String. I've never finished this. I don't even really know how to finish this. Do I do sort of a long little pillowy thing? I don't want to frame it. It doesn't really seem like something to frame. Nor do I think I could find a pre-bought frame in this size. So I really don't quite know what to do with this one. So if anyone has thoughts, please let me know. We've got the Bindi Stitchy Literary Alice, which I could easily probably FFO myself in some interesting sort of fashion, maybe. We've got the Yule Goat from Ingleside Imaginarium, which again, this one would be a fairly easy one, because it's a hoop finish. I've got all this extra fabric, and I don't really quite know what I'm supposed to do. We've got Search the Sky, which I still kind of think I want to maybe turn into a pillow, but it might also be a really good one to make into a wall hanging. I don't know, what are your thoughts? It's a little too big, I think, for a flat fold. So yeah. We've got Secret Garden, which is definitely going to be finished as a shadow box, and I think it's going to be one of the ones for sure that I do finish next month. We've got Winter's Peace, which has its own kit, so that one may end up just being my 3rd by default, because it's already ready to go. We've got the Veronica Angengere, the City Mouse and Country Mouse, which I've got it in a hoop. I'm not really sure that a hoop is the appropriate venue for this one, though. And then we've got my Chatelaine that I finished, that's in a hoop, that I've still not actually FFO'd, because I don't really quite know what to do, especially when it gets this big. So, if anyone has suggestions, thoughts, concerns, testimonials, I am more than happy to hear them, because I don't have them myself. But that's what's on the list of things to do. Like I said, I may end up defaulting to Garden, Sense and Sensibility, and Winter Peace, because they're small and ready to go already. But we'll see. So, alright, that concludes the stitching portion of the video. So for those of you not interested in quilting, you can feel free to head on out. I hope y'all all have a wonderful week. If you are going to stick around for quilting, congrats, we're to the quilting portion. Alright, so the haul this week. I got the first of my things from the first day of the Missouri Star sale. I think the rest is definitely going to be here this week. But it's a layer cake of Florentine Garden from Robert Kaufman Fabrics. The designer is Hyunju Lee, and it's so pretty. I wish, because the one thing I like about at least Riley Blake, I think it was, that did theirs. They put the full swatching on the back. This one doesn't. So it's a little hard to... I actually think this fabric's upside down. So it's a little harder to show you all the really pretty colors in it. But it's a nice sort of rainbow of hues. So I have no clue what I'll use it for. This is not all of the fabrics, obviously. But it's just so pretty. So I got that. And then I think I told y'all I discovered this line. It's from Ruby Star Society. It's Kimberly Kite is the designer on this one. And it's called Small, S-M-O-L. So I have 2 charm packs. I also have, coming on the way, a mini jelly roll. That should be here tomorrow. But, and this ties into plans upcoming. So, Monograms for Makers. She's on Instagram. She also has a shop on Etsy that I'll link below. She is doing a challenge. It's, I think, called hashtags. I think it's the screenshot challenge. I'll double check that and also put that down below as well. But it's 100 different 6x6 blocks that will be coming out. I'm a little unclear. It's either twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, or it's one a day. But I get the feeling it's only on Mondays and Thursdays. Starts on the 1st. And it's 100 blocks. The patterns are designed to be where you can just screenshot the pattern off of Instagram and go from there. And then at the end, you've got 100 blocks. And I thought, this sounds like a really great idea for someone who's just kind of learning. So I'm taking part in it. So she got in a fat quarter bundle of Small. I'm obsessed with this fabric, y'all. Like, I'm absolutely obsessed. And then she very kindly sent me an extra scrap of the blue apple fabric that she had. So I've got a charm pack, I've got the blue, I've got a jelly roll coming, and I've got this. So... go ahead and... I hate to unwrap this fat bundle because it's just so pretty. Okay, so these are the different materials in it. So you've got green apples, and I think they all have names, but I have no idea what the names are. You got this, and it's showing up a little more green than it is in person. It's a little more muted olive-y. This one. This one. This one, which is nuts. This pretty floral. And then you get a repeat of the greens and pinks sort of in blues. More of that blue apple. So this, her print came out in 2018, so it's getting harder and harder to source. So when I saw that she had the fat bundle, I couldn't resist. Badoo. And badoo. So that is the Small line. So I'm super excited to work with it, which will be here shortly, I'm sure. Okay. All right. Then I also got in the kits for the Riley Blake block challenge. And it's essentially 1 block a week. And I got the kits for the first 5. There are 6 patterns out already. And I went ahead and I got the first one stitched up. I got the kits from Pine Needles. So this is the first block. It is a Pinwheel Star Block by Amanda Niederhauser, Jedi Craft Girl. It uses colors from their, I think it's the Confetti Solids. So this one is Chive, Curry, Lodgepole, and the Kryn. Actually, no, that one's Chive, and this one's Lodgepole. I accidentally messed up, so these 2 blocks are facing the right way, these 2 blocks are not. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Because I'm not gonna try and redo that. Because it would require way more ripping than I want to deal with. And it still looks good. So I'm really proud of this. It was my first time doing flying geese. And I think they turned out real well, and doing the pinwheel. So I'm real proud of this one. I think it looks real good. So I've got cut and ready to go the next block, which is a Shining Star block designed by Bev McCullough, who's at Flamingo Toes. So my plan is I will get the Shining Star block done this week and maybe one other block. We'll see. So yeah. So anyhow, that's kind of it for me this week. Longer video than normal, but I kind of prepped y'all for that. I hope everyone has a terrific week. I will see y'all next month.